Yo, what is going on guys, it's PowerGaming here, and today I'm going to be going over my top 5 reasons why Identity will succeed. Just a quick side note, I'm really sorry that I didn't do a video last week, as I did have a maths exam and I was mentally preparing for it. I mean, I've totally failed, but I don't exactly care because most of the stuff on the exam is useless, and the stuff that isn't useless is written in the wrong ways anyway. Well, I'm rambling, so let's get right into the video. Firstly, Identity will be the only game in its genre, and what I mean by that is there is no other game out there that will be like Identity. Just think about it for a second. The closest games we actually have to know what Identity could be like is a mix between GTA and The Sims, and even still we're no closer to knowing what it's actually going to be like. The closest we can get to what Identity is going to be is a Mob for Armor 3, which moves me on to my next point. Next, you get some people saying that this game is too ambitious or a development team this small would not be able to pull off a game like this. Well, I would agree with you, but Asylum Entertainment is notoriously known for making their own version of Altis Life, called Asylum Life, and that is by far the best live server I've ever played on, and I definitely recommend that you go and play it, just to see what the developers are capable of. It's pretty astonishing if you ask me that they have turned a war game into a life simulator. Thirdly, Identity will be a player-driven game, so when you think about that point, you realise that the developers don't actually have to do much to enforce roleplay. All that they have to do is add systems and make you feel immersed in the world that you're in. The players control everything, so there is quite literally no barriers that the developers need to enforce to make the game fun. I mean, look at Twitch RP for example. That server is on a survival game about dinosaurs and it pulls off roleplay flawlessly. Like I said, the players run everything and it is up to us to make it great. Next, kind of adjacent to number 2, the developers are very talented people, and yes, you can say that they worked on a mod for a game with pre-built assets, but just look at some of the environments that they've already shown us that they have built themselves. Look at the last picture that they put out of the meth lab. It looks amazing from the shadows and the lighting to the textures of the road and the RV. It genuinely looks like a mobile meth lab. Again, let's look at the house. Like, I don't even need to say anything, it looks that great. The shadows, the lighting, the reflections, and the etchings on the sofa, bookcase, and table is just truly phenomenal. Also, the depth of field is really good, and this game will be great in VR. It's just mind-blowing that a team of 9 people can pull things like this off. Finally, Identity isn't being released in early access, and you may say why. Surely early access can be good for a game. Yes, it can be, but recently it's turned very cancerous. Games that are put onto Steam that are being dubbed as early access tend to be never completed, and they die completely after the initial hype for it wears off. Here's a great example, DayZ. Need I say more? Not only that, but the devs have said that the game could be delayed, and I am so happy that they've decided to do that, because even though it is frustrating, it's better to have a finished product than to have something that is nowhere near what it could be. One last thing I need to mention before I close off the video. The reason for why the gameplay video isn't out yet is very clear. Well, let's think, there's only 9 people working on the game and they do have a lot of stuff to work on. And they do have to meet a deadline. But not only that, making a video takes a long time. Just to write the script of this video, it took around an hour to do. Then there's recording the commentary, then there's getting some gameplay to put in the background, then you have to edit, and then it finally comes down to a good 5 hours of hard work. And let's think, there's only about 9 people working on it, and they do have to try and hit that deadline. So when you think about it and get a perspective on why they haven't made it yet, is understandable. Do I want it? Yes, of course I do, and I'm sure you guys do as well. But we should be a little bit more patient because they do have a lot on their plate. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and if you're new here, subscribe. Have a great day and I will see you guys in the next one.